Takja slowly got to his feet, holding his head in pain. His vision swam, and a distant voice called out to him. Someone was shouting his name, asking if he was okay. As he regained his senses, he looked ahead and froze. The bridge had collapsed. In the distance, he could see Sangha helping Han to his feet as the massive sea serpent dove back into the waters behind them. Dokja's thoughts raced. He had expected the bridge might collapse, but he hadn't anticipated that both Han and Sangha would survive the fall. At least Gilyong and Hyunsung had made it to safety. Hyunsung was now on the other side, desperately calling out for them. Just then, a system message popped up in front of Dokja. Someone has received the blessing of a constellation. The constellation's blessing has activated Deus Ex Machina in this scenario. A sudden beam of light, reminiscent of the Bifrost from the Thor movies, shot down from the sky, forming a luminous bridge that connected the broken ends of the old one. Another message followed. Deus Ex Machina, Bridge of Even Numbers. A bridge of light created by the blessing of a constellation. Can only be crossed by an even number of people. The bridge will collapse if crossed by an odd number of people. Dokja stared at it in disbelief. Deus Ex Machina? He wondered. Sangha, meanwhile, seemed dazed. She stammered that something had suddenly appeared in her head, as though an unknown force had spoken to her. Dokja looked at her, confused. The narrator explained that Deus Ex Machina was a rare power allowing constellations to directly intervene in scenarios, but only at a great cost. Dokja wondered aloud if Sangha's supporting constellation had intervened to save her. Such an act was rare, even in 3 ways to survive the apocalypse. What kind of being was backing her? He quickly attempted to use his skill. This person's profile cannot be browsed using character profile. This character does not have a registered character profile. Confused, Dokja questioned why he couldn't access her information. Was her constellation too powerful? Or did she possess the mental barrier skill? Before he could think further, Sangha suddenly screamed out in warning. Dokja spun around to see a fist wrapped in mana flying toward him. He narrowly dodged and countered with a swift kick, sending the attacker crashing to the ground. Panting, Dokja steadied himself and looked at his opponent. The attacker rose slowly, still cloaked in mana. He recognized the figure immediately. It was a humanoid demon, a Tier 9 mutant infected by black ether. Although once human, such beings were essentially intelligent zombies. They were especially dangerous if their host had once been powerful, and unfortunately, this one was none other than Namwoon Kim. Personal skill, Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint activated. This character does not possess a consciousness, deactivating Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. Dodging again, Dokja cursed inwardly. He had suspected the skill wouldn't work. They were running out of time, and crossing the bridge of even numbers with just 3 people, him, Sangha, and Han, wasn't going to work. One of them had to stay behind. He turned to yell for Sangha, but was shocked to see Han had hoisted her over his shoulder and begun running. Sangha screamed and struggled, shouting Dokja's name. Dokja could only stare in disbelief. He's leaving me behind? Han, that bastard! The constellation, the secretive plotter, is impressed by your foolishness. The constellation, the demonic judge of fire, is touched by your selflessness. You have been gifted 100 coins. Still in shock, Dokja used his skill again. This person's profile cannot be browsed using character profile. He narrowed his eyes. If he wasn't mistaken, the stigma, one-legged swift foot, belonged to the constellation known as the Limping Trickster, a being that didn't grant the mental barrier skill. The narrator added that stigma was a special power granted to incarnations by their constellations. Dokja realized the truth. Neither Sangha nor Han appeared in 3 ways to survive the apocalypse. That was why his skill failed. They weren't characters from the novel. He laughed bitterly. How stupid of me. It was obvious. Namwoon Kim roared suddenly, and more zombies charged. Dokja barely had time to think. He elbowed one zombie and pushed through the horde. He considered grabbing a zombie to cross the bridge with him, but quickly dismissed the idea. It likely wouldn't work. He checked the system timer. 15 minutes and 23 seconds remaining. The Dokebi's voice rang out, amused. Wow, you're doing pretty well. Okay, is there any constellation who wishes to bless this poor incarnation? Dokja fought to stay upright, barely dodging attacks. The Dokebi clicked its tongue. Oh my, nobody? Tsk, how unfortunate. Across the gap, Sangha, Han, Hyunsung, and the child watched in horror. Dokja's body trembled. He could feel himself reaching his limit. He backed toward the edge of the bridge, surrounded by monsters with glowing green eyes. Exhausted, he thought grimly, I might actually die this time. Damn it, if only I had just one combat skill, it wouldn't be this hard. Just then, a glowing blue book appeared behind him. Personal skill, bookmark activated. Startled, Dokja turned around. The large blue book began to open, pages fluttering. Activating character bookmark. Available bookmark slots, 3. Loading list of bookmarks that can be activated. 1. Delusional Demon Namwoon Kim, understanding 25. 2. Steelblade Hansung Lee, understanding 35. 3. Empty slot. Dokja realized that while this skill hadn't been in the novel, he instinctively understood how it worked. The zombies charged. Calmly, Dokja spoke. Activate bookmark number 1. The book flipped open, and a memory of Namwoon Kim played. He was on the train, yelling, I'm overflowing with power. Die! 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 The new world needs new rules. Activation time has been shortened due to the low level of the bookmark skill. Your understanding of the character is low, so the character's skills were only partially activated. Activating Grimdark Awakening, level 1. A dark purple glow surged around Dokja's hand as he grabbed a knife. A ghostly figure of Namwoon Kim appeared beside him and slashed at the zombie version of himself. Zombie Namwoon fell to his knees, groaning, I don't want to die, and collapsed. Your understanding of Namwoon Kim has increased. Deactivated bookmark number 1. Sub-scenario escape. Difficulty D. Clear conditions. Get across the collapsed bridge and enter Oksu Station. Time limit, 20 minutes. Reward, 200 coins. Penalty for failure. Time remaining, 10 minutes, 11 seconds. Breathing heavily, Dokja glanced around. More zombies approached. Wow, he thought, I'm so exhausted. Seriously. But he knew. He was late. Someone should have appeared by now. And then there was a loud bang behind the zombies. Dokja and the monsters turned. A lone figure walked calmly through the pile of dead undead. Dokja's expression softened. There he is, he thought.